to sit in front of the Wobbles boat. This is the Nottingham to Beeston Canal. I guess it connects those two towns. I don't know exactly how long the walkway is. I haven't walked it all, but it's apparently what it is. And right above this kind of hill behind the camera you can't see is Dusk Till Dawn, the local poker room that brought me to Nottingham. The best poker room I've been to so far. They definitely do it the right way. Super hospitable staff, tournaments every day, and people come specifically to play those. They got cash running every day. Really well run, and it looks super nice too. They're affiliated with Party Poker, so you can actually play Party Poker on iPads. They give you while you're there if you want to double up your degeneracy. Low stakes stuff they call the Academy. Cheap, not for like people trying to gamble seriously, which I think is perfect. The barrier to entry, the cost to to get in is a little too high for someone who's literally a total novice. So I think the idea of having a home game atmosphere with other novice players to kind of get your feet wet and spend a couple hundred over a few months instead of a couple thousand over a few months, I think is like really good and smart and builds a more loyal player base. Their version of Bobby's room, Ivy's room, etc. is Tricket's room. So I guess Sam Trickett is the Ivy of England. A really cool spot there. It was very nice. I think it was nicer looking than any of the other private rooms I've seen, really. And you can even play mid-stakes there over the weekend, I guess, when they're not playing super high-stake, random, rare stuff. You can sit the 5-10 no limit or the 5-5 PLO, and you'll get to play there and get that kind of high roller feel for mid-stakes money. I got into the room trying to play the 2-2 PLO. Unfortunately, they start the game right at 8 and they had a full ring to start, so I didn't know whether I was going to stick around, play Hold'em, or what. It turns out they had a 35-pound 6-max tourney that they run. Of course, I decided to sit that, figured I'd bust early and then hit the PLO afterwards, and lo and behold, we win the whole thing.
Say my name.
Of course, we run as pure as Heisenberg meth at the super low stakes tournament I didn't even want to be in.
You're goddamn right.
I think we ICM chopped heads up for 955 pound plus a bunch of free entries. 2 tourneys, 2 cashes. Am I becoming a live pro? Nah, probably not. But still a boon to the bank account for sure. Ran super well, but that being said, never had all of our chips on the line in any of those all-ins until I think we were 3-handed. I'm going to return today to the room, as well as once over the weekend. I don't know when I'm going to recap everything. For now, enjoy the beautiful glory of the rare sunny days in England. Had a couple sessions, decided to review them here at the glorious 400 Rabbits, which was a cool kind of Mexican cantina spot here in Nottingham. Shown to me by my newest tour guide, Dan, the dude who lives next door to my spot right now. My tour guide is Dan, and this is Danny Trejo behind me. To go over hands and situations. So I had a couple PLO sessions, mixed bag. Positive and negative, pretty much broke even-ish, maybe up a couple dollars. Fun hand from that was the 6-card PLO, which apparently I'm gonna have to get adept at. Pretty much everyone's playing 6-card if they can. They cap these tables of these weekday games at 7 people, so they can always do it. So yeah, so this was 6-card PLO with a 3-way all-in. I have ace-8 of hearts with pocket 10s and a jack on a board of 9-6 3 with a turn of a 10 and a bet and a raise in front of me from 2 pretty aggressive, older guys looking to gamble. 1 very angry, 1 pretty nice. And essentially it's an all-in raise for me. So I feel compelled to do it because I have everything. I didn't quite know the odds. I forgot everyone's 6th card in this situation, which actually works out for simulation, so we can just do the 5-card Omaha High version of the simulation. And it looks like I was right. My odds are actually stronger than everyone else's to win at the river, even though I was kind of back and forth on playing it on the turn because I knew somebody had 7-8. And in fact, they're the best of them compared to a nut straight with nothing else and someone with better straight outs who are blocking some of your flush outs, which is what it turned out to be. I wonder what it would be if the nut straight also had a set. Not really much play there, just an interesting kind of look into how the odds play out in a game with so many cards. Of course, the guy with the weakest odds technically won, though everything runs pretty close, as you can see. Trying. I don't have much of a following, so I wouldn't... So, it's a poker vlog. Nice lady. I should promote myself more and tell them to subscribe to me, but whatever. We'll stick to our sub 1,000 amount of people. So here's the hand we're actually going to go over the plays for. 275, 6 max at Dusk till Dawn. We're at the second level, which is 600, 1,200 blinds with a 600 ante, which the button gives up. That's pretty much commonplace in a lot of these tournaments now. And we are under the gun, sitting on a slightly above starting stack. We wake up with aces, ace of hearts, ace of clubs, and we raise it up to about min 2,500. You could maybe size up here. Maybe it's smarter to do so early in a tournament, but we're already only 100 big blinds deep, and I figured I've already been raising that amount from later positions, so I figured let's keep it uniform for now. We get a caller on the button, and the caller in the big blind, pretty much priced in once the button calls, which is maybe an argument against the min raise early in the tournament where people are a little looser. Going to be some weaker players who are going to call stupider hands strictly because of the hand, not because of outplaying you on later streets. So, argument for sizing up there. But anyways, we did that. Flop comes Queen, Jack 5, 2 diamonds. And we fire out half pot, 4,000. The button calls fairly quickly. I forget exactly how long he waited, but he calls. And the big blind lets it go. So we go to a turn, which is an offsuit 4. And we decide to size up. We size up to 16,500, which is pretty much pot. And our opponent, who is a weaker, older guy, he's already kind of shown he's only going to really play his cards, thinks for about 5 or 10 seconds, maybe closer to 10 seconds, and elects to call. River is the Jack of spades, I believe, putting a second one on the board. And I wonder what you would do in this spot. I'm luckily close to ending a drink. We're officially done now, so while I get the next one, ponder. What's your move here? We lapsed some time, but this beverage is called Every Day is Pancake Day. And it's very tasty, very sweet, but very tasty. And I might have frog on my mustache, but anyways, what would be your move? I would love to hear a few comments from the folks that frequent the vlog. There's only a few of you, but I'd love to hear you chime in about like sizing, or if you're gonna check to induce if you thought maybe a draw was heavy in their range. My thought process, I heavily weighted this guy towards a queen in this spot. Usually draws from weaker players, in my experience, will call quicker. I just weighted this guy towards a queen. Obviously, just generally speaking with combos, he has a lot more queens here than other stuff, just by virtue of just general combinations. Because I weighted him that way, I decided to just jam the river. I misread his stack, number one. I thought he had about 70 to 75,000 chips left, which was only 1.5x pot. He had more like 84, 85, which is closer to 2x and a little more egregious on the jam, especially early. You know, I've seen the good players start to do a lot of underbetting and overbetting, you know, with that sort of strategy as far as pushing their equity and putting opponents in really tough spots. And as someone who isn't using solvers or messing around with any of that stuff, you see these moves and you're kind of trying to incorporate the stuff crushers are doing into your game, but obviously you don't have all of the science behind it, so it's a little more trial and error. And I was trying to add to my range, make it a little less polar than some people would think. A lot of times a jam here is either the nuts or nothing, and I wanted to add really strong non-nutty, non-pocket queens, queen jack type hands, or some sort of weird underboat to this range. And I thought I was real successful in it. Or at least, or so I thought. So he goes deep into the tank. He starts talking about stuff. He's not sure what to do. I'm super confident. I think I might get a hero out of a queen here, which was my goal. And then he says, I can't believe you have a full house here. And it makes me think, oh shit, he's got a jack. He had a jack the whole time. And I don't know if my demeanor changed to him, but my demeanor definitely changed as far as internally, as he's hemming and hawing. At the end of the day, I think it was pretty much just a huge nit roll, but he did elect a call and shows us the Jack 10 of hearts. I'm sorry, I just noticed they had novelty cards here, so I figured I had to use it to some end. The way I see it is, earlier in the tournament you got weaker players, and the fact that you're in the tournament is worth so much when you do the whole ICM thing. Just being in the tournament is worth so much more than the extra 20,000 chips you would have made. I think a bet of 30 to 40,000 is the move because he calls and we lose. We get bad luck on the river, but we still have a good stack to work with, 30 to 40 big blinds, rather than jamming, where the value of the extra 30, 40,000 chips probably isn't worth just being down to 10 big blinds if you lose. So I think a more conventional river bet's the move there. He probably calls rather than raises, and we lose, but we still have a lot more to work with. I wonder what other folks think. Was my jam horrible? Or was my jam decent? Or should I save moves like that for later in the tournament? I don't know. But every day is pancake day. That's what I do now. Alright, thank you much, man. I appreciate it. Thanks again for the drinks, man. Thank you.